Tranquility Talk, and this is Dr. Tranquility Talks conscious relationships, conscious dating and relationships. Let me get it straight. So tonight's guest is amazing. We have a guest. His name is Lord Bread, and he is just fabulous. I'm so excited to bring him on. We're also going to have Camille. This is his music. We're also going to have Camille Hayes on. She's going to be chatting about truthfulness and trust in dating. So I'm so excited to bring them to you. We're going to hear from one of our sponsors, LFTD. We're always excited to bring them to you. So we're not going to stop this party tonight. We're just going to keep it going. And we're all going to be breaducated by the end of this night, I can assure you. Hey, Camille.
Dr. Tranquility.
Hey.
So I loved your intro, and I'm super excited to see Bread as well.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he's maybe had the same question as mine about the trust issues and what are some of the red flags that you see leading
Well, I
up
think
to
a
that?
lot of, I don't know whether Brett has them, but I think a lot of people do. Brett's kind of got his own rhythm.
Oh yeah, but I know it's an issue for me, and especially in the past.
So many people. It's just such a hot topic, and a lot of people really have issues with trust. They have issues with healthy boundaries. And that's such a key ingredient if you're going to date and have a good time.
Exactly.
Or, get into a serious relationship. So get us going, woman. What you got?
Yeah. So I was wondering, what are some of the red flags that you foresee? Are there any characteristics, if they won't look at you in the eye or maybe attend, they won't come through with their promises? Are there any repeating characteristics you find?
There are a few. Thank you for asking. That's a good question, girl. One of them is that they will not look you in the eye. That's very good. But the other side of that is if they're staring too intensely. So people go, well, Dr. Tranquility, what does that mean? It's both.
It means they're a psychopath. Run.
So what you want to do is they should have a reasonable span of attention. They should be looking at you. They should be focused on you. We always talk about PEA, and PEA is phenylethylamine. And it's a hormone and a chemical that the body releases that helps us to feel close to the people we're with, and it strengthens the attraction.
I love that word.
PEA?
Yes.
Phenylethylamine? Yeah. I love saying it. It's a good word. It's a really good word. And it helps people to feel close. It also can release some oxytocin when you're looking directly in the eyes. Not necessarily just the eyes. You can accomplish that in your hug. It creates a connection and a bond.
Yes. I love that you just drew it into 3 different characteristics for all of us to understand.
Thank you, Camille. You look great tonight, girl.
Well, thank you. I'm trying to rock this little mountain house vibe going on with all this fur, and I'm certainly enjoying the holidays. What about you?
Oh, it's been amazing. I had such a great Christmas, and then I posted, and thank you guys for all of you who came and liked my post. We got wasn't quite what I usually get, but we got about 1,700, and that
people
was
must have been going out too much because you had some great posts. I loved the frying pan commercial. I thought that one was super different.
Yeah, that was for an appearance that I did, and he's actually going to be creating all of our videos now.
That's amazing.
That we're running. So we're going to have a brand new opening with a countdown that looks the bomb. And then we're going to also have his videos, which is how we're going to announce people coming up on Instagram, on IG, when we have guests. Because we are going to start promoting this show as it runs. I haven't been promoting it publicly. This is like the dry run. So if ever we need edits or anything like that, we edit it and then it can go to YouTube. And I designated a new channel. So we have about 1,900 people on it because I just designated it.
Right.
Literally.
And it's
this
it's
week.
so much better for your viewers to be able to see your product like in person and visually versus just having it on Spotify.
Yeah,
So I love
well,
that you offer both of that.
thank you. Well, we have our distributor, and as you know, our
Yeah.
distributor goes out to 2 million. We just picked up, I just finalized it, a station, a network out of Hollywood, California.
Right.
So we're going to be working with them as well.
Just doing big things, Lydia.
I'm so excited, and it's always so much fun to have you on. What else you got?
Yes. Okay, so I had when this trust issue, when is it a good time for you to pull out of the relationship or stick it out?
Well,
Like, do you see?
if you feel like your partner is cheating on you, unless you're paranoid and you've
Right.
been abused, and that happens, we get hurt, we get abused, and then we start to think all sorts of machinations, right? All sorts of ideas in our mind that are not healthy.
Yeah. It's a
And
vicious cycle, it seems.
right, so, but generally, if you've got a really strong vibe that something's going on, it probably is, and it might be time to bounce.
Right, right. Okay, that's a good way to put
You
it.
know,
And oh, I'm sorry, I had one more question because I know you're such a busy lady with all these
no,
guests.
no, no, no.
Um,
I'm so excited to have you, love.
yes, it's been too long since I've been on.
It
But my
has.
last question for you is what is the best way to deal and cope? Like, you know how it's so hard to express negative feelings.
Hmm.
What is the best way to express yourself if you feel like
Okay.
you can't trust that person?
I always say stop and take a breath.
Right.
You don't want to go in full bore.
Okay.
And we have an image of bread. In case you're wondering who's peering down, that is the Lord bread who's going to be coming up. But yeah, it's never a good thing to go in full bore. So, and what I mean
Okay.
by that is you don't want to go in with all the energy that you have because that person doesn't see any of it coming. They haven't been in your thoughts, and you may be able to get answers to your questions that don't involve departure. But if
Oh,
you
okay.
go in
I
and
love
you're
that.
full on, then they're like, hey, I'm out of here. She or he's crazy. They've got too much of a temper. I'm not dealing with it,
Right, right.
and
Most
you
people
could,
wouldn't.
right. And you could potentially ruin something really cool. Camille, if you'll hang with us, we're just going to pay some bills.
Yes.
Okay.
Coaching. I'm a mindfulness-based life coach, and I work with clients to help them manage their minds to get new, lasting results in their lives. If there's something that you need to work on in your life, whether it is business-related, romance-related, personal health and wellness-related, managing your mind, in other words, your thoughts and your feelings, is the first step to creating lasting change. I work with people both one-on-one and in small groups. And if you want to know more, I would love to hop on a complimentary clarity call with you to find out what your goals are and how mindset-based life coaching can help. You can reach me at Cindy, that's Cindy with an S, S-I-N-D-Y, at bluetree-coaching.com. Would you like to find balance between your personal power and harmonious relationships? How would it feel if you can exert your will in partnership without exerting too much authority and finding an effective balance that works? A chakra recharge can help you do just that. Whether it's before a first date, an existing relationship, or a work relationship that needs an infusion of positive energy, visit KellyRayCoaching.com. Kelly, Kellie, Ray, R-A-E, coaching.com. Just click contact on the website to schedule this $25 mini distant Reiki session with Reiki Master Kelly Ray for a better you. Hi, I am Dr.Tranquility for Lifted Infused Teas. That is at LFTD Infused Teas, found on Facebook and Instagram. Lifted Infused Teas are amazing. They are created with premium alcohol alcohol and cannabis, so you don't have that groggy, hungover feeling the next day. You know what I'm talking about. They come in an array of exotic flavors. 6 with premium alcohol and 6 alcohol-free. Among my favorites are the mango peach and one that was created with me in mind, Tranquility. That is at LFTD Infused Teas on Facebook and Instagram. I've got my Tranquility. Have you got yours?
And that was Tranquility. In fact, we're going to have Ms. LFTD herself, Taz Toomer, who's going to be on telling us all about a little bit of background about her teas in a 5-minute promo. You're not going to be able to see these labels, so I'm just going to tell you about this product. It's called Drtranquility, and it is the most amazing company. They have 3 products. One is bioenergy, and I find that I lose weight when I'm on it. It also motivates me in the morning, naturally and organically.
I love it.
Yeah, and then the other one is for fire. It's called Fire. Where am I going? Oh, it's called Fire Focus. And Fire Focus, again, the labels, helps you to really harness your focus. So I took just a little bit of it. I didn't take the dosage recommended, and I was like up and functioning and focused. I had real clarity. It felt really great without the extra stimulation, just the clarity. And then the last product is called Stambedo. I love that name.
Can you say that one more time?
Stambedo.
Love
And
it.
that helps to give you the energy that you need and the stamina. For those of you feeling a bit lacking, especially if it's great for women who are trying to become fertile. This is a great product. It has testosterone on it. You may remember from our medical moment and from our medical contributor. Also, both MDs told us that women need testosterone. That was not something that was
Really?
commonly known and promoted. Women need testosterone. It helps with the fertility. It helps with infertility. It helps with all sorts of things. We also need it. So we got to get that testosterone into our diets. All
Go
right.
rev up the basketball court.
Yay! What else you got? I'm so excited to hear.
Okay, so yeah, wait, I think we need to get back to my last question, which was how to best express these negative feelings
Right.
towards
Yeah.
if you're on the receiving end of like if someone is not trusting you, how do you best express those feelings?
If someone is not trusting you, you're
Yeah,
saying?
and you need to walk away from the situation.
Well, if someone isn't trusting you, ask why. I mean, that's the first thing.
Yeah.
Before, I always say to really try your best to sort it out before you walk away. If you really
Okay.
like this person, if you don't give a hoot, then keep bouncing.
Okay.
But
And then, oh, sorry.
no, but if you like them and you care about them, then try to figure out what's going on. Now, if they're too paranoid, someone who doesn't trust, it can also be, especially when it's, well, in all sorts of partnerships. But it can be a sign of pending domestic violence to come
Oh,
because they are
interesting.
very paranoid unless they've been given some reason. Now, if you've done something and you all know who you are, then there's an indication for their being paranoid and having a lack of
Okay.
trust. But if they generally are having you in a position where you have to constantly prove that you're not doing something wrong, it's time to go. Who wants to
Oh,
live
yeah,
like
I
that?
agree. I think that's great advice
I mean,
to us all.
yeah, I could never do it. Even when I was married, we lived on different coasts. So.
Okay, Kim and Kanye.
It was kind of like that, although not as grand.
Hey,
But
you like
yeah,
your independence. I don't see anything wrong with that.
fire horse, fire horse.
Okay, and do you have time to answer if the
Yeah,
roles
I
or
do.
if the situation was reversed and you were that person that needed to express that you didn't trust the other person? What is the best way to express those negative feelings?
I'm sorry. Ask me that question, Diana.
So
I
if
don't think I
you
caught.
are that if you're the person that has to tell the other one that you're not trusting them and you
Okay.
have all these negative feelings, what's the best way to express them?
I would take a beat. I would
Yeah.
write them out. if you have time to do that, I would write them out.
Okay.
And then I would talk with them about it. Say, you know, this, and this has occurred. Don't, if it's a woman speaking to a man, we
Okay.
love to elaborate. Men don't
Right.
function that way. You start elaborating, he tunes out. So the idea is to have bullet points, like
Yeah.
maybe 3. And you want to mention these things and talk with him to find out why he's, you know, why you feel that you can't trust him.
Right.
And these things have occurred. And maybe there is a way that he can help you to feel more trusting, but it's not his job or her job. It's your job. So if you truly feel like you can't trust them, then, you know, you shouldn't be with them.
Exactly.
And because you're
Well,
not going to
those
have
were
a happy
great
life.
answers. I always learned so much dating therapy through you.
Oh, thank you. I love my little date therapy protocol. It really
Yeah.
helps. Thank you for mentioning it. It really helps with trust issues. It helps
Yeah.
people to get in tune with what it is that they're really looking for in an ideal partner. Be they woman, man, male, female, whatever, you name it.
It's so informational.
And, you know, it helps you to get, it's inside out protocol. So it's helping you to get in tune with yourself.
Exactly.
And I'm just checking out where our guest is. And it
Hey,
helps
great.
you to,
I can take up more time on air.
yes, it just helps you to get in tune with yourself, and it
Yeah.
helps you to find what you're looking for. A lot of times we follow societal norms and then we get them and we're not happy.
Exactly. Societal norms are not everything that it is cracked up to be, or at least not for me.
No, they're
Um,
guidelines.
I do feel like I need a little bit more of a guideline sometimes. I am a little free-spirited, but as long as I feel like I have maybe not my personal tradition down to a T, but say that at least I'm going to learn or study something,
Yeah.
that helps ground me, which I feel
Mhm.
like is really important, especially
Yeah.
if you want to have a stable relationship. You need to be somewhat grounded.
Oh, you do. You want to be grounded in yourself because you can't tell what's going on around you if you're not, because you're a
Exactly.
part of the chaos.
What are some things that you do to ground yourself?
You know, I do a lot of neuroscience hacks. So people have seen a
Okay.
couple of them. I do the one where I close off my
Oh,
right
I love this
nostril,
one.
breathing through the left. And in fact, let's do it.
Okay.
We're going to close off our right nostril. We're going to breathe through the left for a count of 5. Ready? Good. And just, you'll feel that you've calmed. You can actually feel it. It calms you down a little bit. Also, if you're in the middle of a fight or about to have one and you feel it coming, that's a really good exercise to do because it helps you to calm down and get centered and grounded, and then you can go forward.
Okay, but what if you're in public and you don't want people to think you're like spazzing out?
Well, just, you know what, you can just put your like crossed
Yeah.
arm
Okay.
and lean, or
Oh yeah, I
lean.
like how you're just kind of like, it looks like you're got like a Kleenex, this one over your
Yeah,
face.
it's just leaning. I'm just
'Cause-
like, my finger is not up my nose, it's on the side, and I'm leaning into it, and that way I
yeah,
can breathe. You can
I
also
love it.
count back from 10
Uh-huh.
to 1, and just let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay.
We're going to go back from 10 to 1. We're going to count 10, 9, 8, 7,
7,
6,
6.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you're there. You feel it?
I do feel it. I feel somewhat calmer.
And then if you do that, then start talking. Because if you're yelling, if you hit certain tones, men don't hear those tones. They tune them out. They're very good at
Okay,
it.
you're also making me practice this on live, so.
Yeah, they don't hear certain tunes. They just scream out, and
Oh,
that's it.
Yeah, usually especially if I'm off air and, I don't like people just staring at me. So, but when I'm not on air, I feel like that exercise, when we used to do it in your car whenever we were driving around New York
Yep.
City, and it would just bring me to such peace, even though there was like massive amounts of traffic.
I was doing it with both hands that day. We got stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
Couldn't make it to the studio.
Oh, yeah.
That
And it
was,
helped so much.
yes. And I've never seen traffic like that before or since.
No, it was everybody
It was,
trying to get out of the city from COVID.
oh, it was so amazing. So there's some fun things while we're waiting for bread. We are just going to go to commercial spot. Camille, hang with us if you can, and
Oh,
we'll
definitely.
be right back. And hopefully he will show up. I just love my guests, and he's such an amazing talent. I'm very excited to be presenting him to you because he's such a gifted musician. And those are rare.
I'm excited to announce the first application of its kind. We've launched Money for Likes on iOS and Google Play. This app will allow all content creators, artists, videographers, and digital artists, just to name a few, to post their content and receive likes. We call money likes. Likes that are monetized. That's right. Content creators will receive money transferable to their bank account, PayPal, and Venmo. Download the app, make a $10 in-app purchase. You'll receive 1,000 money likes to give your favorite content creator and post your content and receive likes that matter. Download the app today on
iOS and Google Play. Sorry about that.
Hello. Are you tired of pain? Tired of taking pain pills that only take the edge off your pain? Tired of ablation and injected steroid procedures that have to be done over and over? Maybe you continue to suffer because pain is not what your doctor was taught. It isn't coming from nerve, disc, spine, or even inflammation. I'd like to help you understand more about your pain and how we can help you make it go away. I'm Dr. Bladman, based at the Bladman Health and Wellness Center in Cincinnati, Ohio.
So I don't know if I'm just on air right now or if Dr. T is too.
I'm here.
Oh, here we go.
I'm going to kick it over to you. So why
Okay,
don't you ask
perfect.
your next question? I'm going to step off for a second.
Well, I would have to say, what are some things that you could do to improve your trusting, redeeming qualities as a person? And I think she went away, so I'll answer this. I find that some of the more trusting characteristics of a person is that they do follow through with their plans, or even if they are a busy person and they may have to miss them, they communicate it at least. Some other redeeming trusting qualities are obviously their empathy, whether they really care about other people.
Or don't give a hoot, just care about themselves, right?
Exactly. That's
I'm
what
sorry.
I find.
Yes. I'm so sorry. I had to step off for a second.
Oh, you're fine.
Lord Brett is coming. He's in traffic.
Yes,
He's headed
I'm
to his
so
studio.
excited.
We're all so excited. The Lord.
I love rap music.
I love his rap music. I don't really love all
I
rap
think
music.
that I think
love
it takes
his.
real talent to be able to rap on a massive amount of words
Oh,
really
it does.
fast.
It makes you wonder
So,
how they do it.
and to poem too. It's like one of my high school teachers said if you can rap out the Dr. Seuss book really fast, it would sound amazing. Best rap song ever.
In the meantime, we're going to play 260 from Lord Brett.
Oh.
That is a sample. We're not going to play long songs. You guys have to go to Lord Brett, Preheated, and check out his music. In My Feelings.
That one kind of has some future sound techniques to it.
Yeah, I mean, he has just the most amazing songs. He really
And his
does.
music videos are great too. I've seen a couple of them.
Oh, his videos are hot.
Yeah.
And I want to find out. I want to find out when he's dropping another one, because I read on the gram that, and I'm going to ask him this, that he just finished a project. So I want to
Oh,
know when it's going to drop. And I'm
fancy.
excited to hear about that. Yeah. So Camille, when you're dating, do you find that guys are very open, or do you find that guys are closed off?
Well, the ones that I really adapt to are the mischievous ones. And they're like the guys that I have to pick apart.
Yeah.
But the ones that I get really bored with are the ones that just spill their life beans at the top of the hour. I'm like, that's my job to tell you how my day went.
You do. They have to do something interesting to catch your attention.
Exactly.
Like
They
what?
will. I think it could be an array of things. I think there, for me, I've had several different kinds of relationships. Some have really worked out from just like an instant connection where you see each other on the side of the street and you're like, oh, that's definitely more than a friend. But
Hmm.
then I've had some where it's been like slow to evolve. Like I've been friends with a certain person for years, and then it just took one special instance for everything to change.
Yeah.
So it's hard to it, but I find that all of the guys that I have really enjoyed dating
Mhm.
are those that are like a little bit more mysterious, and yeah.
Yeah, I know. Um, well, there was someone I don't know, I was hanging out. I wouldn't call it dating at all. Um,
There's a difference.
and it was intended just to be a friendship, and a kiss kind of changed that accidentally.
Yeah, it
Um,
does.
it's funny how those accidents happen,
Right.
because I don't believe anything's an accident.
I don't either, and and I said I hope I didn't yeah, I definitely didn't mean it by accident, because I feel like that relationship in particular was a major learning lesson from my end. Um and just making sure that I take care of myself.
Right.
So that's another like really important thing I think for women to know is like don't ever um lose yourself to
Yeah.
anything, and make sure
Don't
that
give
you are.
yourself away.
Yeah, and keep a plan B if they're gonna just not be your plan A.
And
That's my
maybe
one-liner.
that's a good one. Keep a plan B if they're not going to be your plan A. And
Yeah,
remember,
exactly. Actions speak louder than words.
it does. And you need to give them time to show you. You know, we're all so
Exactly.
stuck that it's easier to have someone to be stuck with. So when people are
Exactly.
rushing into these, heavy duty relationships.
I love that you always stay true to yourself. Like you just have such a
Thanks,
high
baby.
standard for yourself.
Well, I like to have fun.
Yeah.
And
Who
so
work hard, play hard in New York.
I do. And so that's, and when I play, I play. But that doesn't
Hmm.
mean, that I'm getting married tomorrow. It just means I'm
Exactly.
playing.
So we're gonna play hard this year in New York
Ah,
City.
two, yes, and we're going to talk with Brett about New Year. But
Oh, amazing.
that's one of his new tracks. And it's perfect timing for it, because we just did a
I
little
love
New
it.
Year's thing after post Christmas holiday. So tell me how your holiday is going up there in the
Oh,
mountains.
it's so good and relaxing. I just had a lot of things happening towards the end of the year, and I know everybody's pandemic year has not been the most fun.
Two,
So, yeah,
221.
I'm like glad to be outdoors and like
Yeah.
away from the apartment because it's
Yeah.
so cold in New York this year. And I'm just thankful to be spending time with my family and my sister and my close friends down here, and then be able to miss like half of winter in
Yeah.
New York City.
Yeah. New York is cold. It's
Ugh,
cold. I don't know what it
it's
is like
horrible.
here, but it's freezing up here.
Well, I think we definitely need to have an episode filming down south somewhere.
Yeah. Maybe on the beach.
Yes. I
I
love the
think that would be
beach.
a cool episode. We should do it with a bunch of people and do it live.
I think so. Have a broadcasting party. Everyone
Yeah.
test safe.
Yeah. And they can drink some booze. We can bring, well, you're going
Yeah.
to meet Taz in a minute. And Amour Genève has been one of our sponsors for our live. I don't know if you can see
I
this.
love this size
For our
too.
live. I know. Isn't that great? It's a nice, healthy. Okay. It's a
Very
nice,
hearty.
healthy size. And it's a beautiful label. It is it's naturally blue. That's not something that he
That
did.
is so cool. Do they like just crush up mad blueberries?
Yeah, they did.
Ah, I love
Not blueberries.
blueberries. Oh, okay.
Not blue. I'll let him explain it because he does it a hell of a lot better than I do. But it's called Amour Genève. And he's
Oh,
been one of our sponsors for all of my live events, my
I
dating
love it.
event. And I have a session, a series of events, fixing my top here, called Following Your Passion and Making Moves. So in the first one, we talked all about fundraising. We spoke with a female founder and fundraiser who raised, I think it was $30 million for her clients in the first year.
That's
These were all
fascinating.
startups. Yeah, so very exciting stuff.
I love to hear the numbers that, a lot of people are scared to speak the numbers and show people like what it takes to be in business.
I know. Okay,
It's very
excuse me,
inspiring.
guys. The guest is contacting me. So just love that.
PR never sleeps.
Okay, he's coming. Okay, he's coming. Poor Brett is racing around, poor thing. He's so great. He's got so much to do and he's dealing with this. So we're
I'm
on
gonna buy him a watch.
Yeah, we like buying watches, don't we?
Oh, yeah, I had a girlfriend ask me to buy her a watch actually.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's
So,
bold.
people just honestly, because I always laugh and I'm always like, I'm gonna buy you a watch because people don't appreciate, even if you still have an iPhone and an iPad and a laptop, you still
Mhm.
need a watch because what if all those electronics die?
Yeah, that's true. And they do.
Yeah, and mine die
Sometimes
all the
one,
time. And I'm like,
I
what
mean, or
time
you
is it?
forget to plug it in, or maybe you were watching Netflix the night before
Yeah.
and you forgot to turn it off and your phone runs down and then you don't have an alarm.
There's
That's
just
happened
such,
to me.
and I love that you appreciate the beauty in watches.
Oh, I love watches. I love to gift watches, and I think I have nice taste.
Because if you're late
So,
for your date or you never show up, then you miss out.
yeah, you do. No, there's a great line of watches that I really like. It's called Invicta, and
Mm,
an old boyfriend turned me on to them
that's
um,
nice.
because he wore them all the time for work because he didn't want to wear anything,
They're
a
such a hot
Rolex
brand.
for work. They're gorgeous watches, and they come
Yeah.
packaged so beautifully, and they last forever. I mean, at least 10 years.
I
Um,
like the big man watches even for myself.
I love those big watches for myself too. It's like wearing a sweater, isn't it? On a
I
stormy
love
day,
it.
on a
Yeah.
snowy day with a fireplace going. I don't drink anymore, but I used to love a glass of Cabernet or Merlot,
Hmm.
by the
Yeah, I'm giving that up for
Osso Busto.
2021.
Yeah, I gave it up. I gave it up 4 years ago. Can you believe
It
that?
just doesn't make my body feel good anymore.
Yeah, and no, it wasn't for me. That's why I love Taz's product because she has some with alcohol and she has some without alcohol.
Cool.
And speaking of Taz, where
Well,
is
I know when we were alcohol free, or I was this summer,
yeah, I was
we
alcohol
had
free
we
as
had
well.
lots of options from thanks
Yeah,
to your clients.
yeah. No, my clients are the best, and I love LFTD infused teas. She infuses them with premium cannabis, and CBD, some strictly CBD. She also infuses them with premium alcohol, but she made one for me because I didn't drink, and she was sponsoring one of the sponsors for my event. So she made one just for me, and then it turned into one of the ones that she carries. And it's called Tranquility, after Dr. Tranquility.
I love CBD products. I was sitting outside in Soho, and it was called the Williamsburg Bridge or something. I'll have to look them up, but they had CBD mascara, and it made my eyes tingle. It felt really good.
Oh, it is, and it does make you tingle because
It'll chill you right out.
I have a CBD. Where did I get it? I got it at IHS, the International Health Care Symposium. I think I have that right.
That's
That takes
awesome.
place every year, and so you go and you get like the best samples ever. And
I love
all
sample
these products,
shopping.
I love it. And you get these samples to all these products, and one of the products was this great CBD. It's called CBD Doll.
It's
And
so
it's an
cool.
infused ointment, but you know, a lot of times it'll have CBD, but it might not be that great of an ointment. This one was
Right.
both, and I just loved it. So, well,
When
we're
you
having,
find products. It's the
yeah,
best.
no, it's the best. I'm hunting for makeup now. I just got hit up on Instagram. Someone wants me to partner with them to do a for a makeup line, and that might be fun to do. Lord knows
Yeah,
I need a
definitely.
makeup artist to help me, as you can tell. But we are just waiting for Lord Bread. We're also waiting for oh, okay. Excuse me. We're waiting for Taz Toomer of LFTD. And she's just, her computer crashed. It's a day.
We're having technical difficulties
Well,
in
we're not, but
2020.
apparently everyone else is. It's the end of the year. And so we're
Okay,
just going
so
to let it go,
I
right?
have a question.
Yeah.
If you're having just a terrible year,
Mhm.
how do you survive a relationship, or is that even possible?
Well, if your partner's really in it with you for the long haul, that's
Yeah,
how you're going to survive it. If they're not, if it's not a strong
if it's like a
foundation,
short-lived, or
it, it's probably not going to make it.
that's
It may
true.
turn into a sex thing and come back at a later date as something
Yeah.
else, but the likelihood isn't good. Um,
Yeah, that's what I also like want to tell people is like that's excellent advice. I had this or one of my good friends, Ryan, her mother always told us or told her, and I heard through her, if you're at your bottom or if you're at your worst, you're never going to be able to find someone that is really capable of
you
keeping
have
your love.
nothing to give.
Yeah.
You know, if
Yeah.
you're at your worst, you have
You're
nothing
sending
to
out
give.
negative.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of negative vibes. You can't help it because that's where
That's
you are. You attract where you are. And that's really important for people to remember. You attract where you are. So that's why it's important to manifest, to change your
right.
energy so that you want it to be in the highest place so that you're attracting that higher energy. You don't want to attract low energy.
Exactly. So, what's your piece of advice to viewers if they feel like they're at one of just those rough periods in their life where they're no good for a new relationship? How do they honestly say that to another person and get them to go away
Um, well, I mean,
temporarily?
just temporarily go away.
Yeah, just telling them like you're going through a rough period and maybe this is not the best
You
time to
know, I
date.
don't know if I want someone like that who's going to
Yeah,
send me away. I mean, what's the
that's
point? No
true.
one, I'm usually not sent away. I'm very fortunate. And I'm not saying that to be cocky. I'm just fortunate. Most
Yeah.
of us aren't. Most of
Okay.
us stay too long at the party when we know we should have gone. And that's how you end up being sent away.
I can see that being a negative flaw. I
Well,
can't
you know,
say
you
I've
get
been the best,
attached.
but
You get attached, and it's hard sometimes to let go. And, you know, what ends up happening is that You stay too long at the party and they get there first.
That's true.
You know, but if you want to have a talk with someone, I wouldn't even say that I think you're not in a place, because unless you're, a licensed clinical psych or a psychiatrist, you're not really qualified to assess where they truly are. You're
Yeah.
just qualified to assess how they interact with you, and you know that you're not happy with it.
Right.
So you are qualified and empowered, step into your power to say, you know what, I need to take a break at this time.
Yeah. Yeah. I
If they
think
say,
breaks are
"Why?"
not always a bad thing.
I just need the space right now. I think you need the space right now.
Mhm.
We're better off just taking a beat.
Yeah, I like how you say beat. It's very uplifting. It's very cute.
Yeah. I mean,
Because
I
what
think
you're
that's,
saying is like not necessarily the best piece of it, you know.
well, that's why with date therapy, and that's date therapy, oneword.com. That's why with date therapy, there's a whole piece of it that's manifestation, but it starts with you. And I've been doing this. Date therapy's been around for 10 years. It's now popular. It's part of the popular zeitgeist to say conscious, but I've been doing conscious dating for a decade. So, I think
Yeah,
it's,
you can tell. Your advice is
oh, thank you, love. Well, your questions are great too. You ask very good questions. That's a sign of
thank
intelligence,
you.
by the way. So it is, and you're welcome. So I think it's just important to be, again, I keep coming back to it, true to yourself. You know, if you're true to yourself, then you get your energy up, and you want your energy to be up so you're attracting the most ideal candidate for you.
Right.
And if you're doing it, then you're going to find that you find that guy or that girl, you know, that partner in life.
And sometimes you need a little God's timing, right?
You do. And so I'm waiting for Taz. I'm hoping she's there. I'm going to bring her in now, and then we're going to have Brett. And this show has flew by. I
Positive
don't.
vibes.
Hello.
Are you there, sweetie? We can't see you.
You can't see me?
No, you're dark, like blacked out.
There
I
should be
don't
a
think
button below, and it
for your
should have a
camera.
microphone and camera.
Yeah, both of them are on.
Ah,
There. Okay. Well, we
Can you
can
see me?
always. But I can't see your lovely face, and you're so beautiful.
Oh wait, what if I go out and come back in?
yeah,
Okay,
I would try that.
try that,
Okay.
but do it real fast because we're gonna run out of time. We love you, but we're gonna run out of time.
New York minute.
Yeah, quick, because Brett's gonna come on before she gets back on.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, Taz.
I wish
Still
I could
blacked out,
sing.
babe.
You still can't see me?
Nope, we can't see you. We can't see you at all. Your camera must be off somehow.
Why don't you just try clicking on and off that
On the
button, even if
camera.
it's showing that
Leave
it's
your
playing.
microphone alone though, because we want to have your microphone.
On camera. Hold on, can you see me now?
Nope. Okay.
Okay. That sucks.
Well, we can do this as an audio, sweetie. We'll do it as an audio. So one of the things that I wanted to ask you about is, how did you come up with the idea, the impetus for LFTD infused teas? And that's at LFTD _ infused tea.
Correct.
On Instagram and Facebook. How'd you come up with that idea? Because it's amazing. I mean, I was tinkering around with teas a while back when I first got into botanicals, because I was just excited to do them. They're not nearly as good as yours.
Oh my God.
So
Thank you. That's so
how did you
sweet.
come up? Oh, you're welcome. How'd you come up with it?
Honestly, I believe I was turning like 28, and my body was just going through all of these changes. So I started making a lot of dietary changes.
Oh.
And I ended up falling in love with just the taste of tea. This is just separate, instead of me I stopped drinking sodas and juices and so forth and so on. So I really just started filling my house up with bags of Teavana, every little sale they had, any new blends. I'm at the store, and then I had a friend and a sister that worked there, so I was getting even more tea.
So I became
That's
like
so
this
cool.
over the top tea lover. But you know my story. Before that, I was
Yeah,
already
but tell
bartending.
everyone else.
So
Oh, you
like,
were a bartender?
I started off bartending right out of college.
Nice, me too.
Oh, nice. So when you learn new things, it always adds to one of your crafts. And at the time, again, I couldn't even drink the way I used to want to drink. Like just going out on a night, you can have 2 drinks, go home, wake up the next morning, you'll be fine for work. No, not at 28, not at 30. No,
right.
It's not the same outcome. So when I started switching it up and just started maybe like spiking my teas instead, I didn't have that same effect. I wouldn't get that hangover effect, or it wouldn't take me so much longer to become less dehydrated. So I knew it was something with the tea. I just didn't know the science behind it at the time. But the taste itself was refreshing. It's nice. It's not too heavy. So I'm just going to keep doing more of this. And it took off after that.
That's so cool.
Thank you.
What's your favorite flavor?
Oh, boy. My favorite right now is this pineapple apple herbal tea that one of my favorite tea spots blend. Yes, it's so good. And it tastes better than the pineapple. So like, I don't even want the pineapple. Just give me the tea.
Yeah, doing it now.
I had met a chef recently and he goes, just stick a pineapple on anything and it'll be good.
That's actually true. Pineapple make anything taste good.
And you have some yummy new flavors. Tell me about them. Yes.
Actually, I have an order that someone is actually coming to pick up today. So I still have my mango peaches. You guys, I do a line of non-alcoholic teas infused with hemp, CBD. And this is mango black tea mixed with peach puree and pineapple juice with a little bit of lemon. So it gives
that sounds yummy.
The flavors all together, you can't taste any flavor individually. It just created this great mesh, and that's why this is my top seller. So if you need like a boost of energy, and black tea is it. I always recommend black tea in like the top of the day, toward the end of the day. If you still need some energy, I would say go with green.
Oh, I've been doing the opposite. So you're saying do black tea first in the day and then go lighter?
Yeah, because the black tea is a stronger caffeine boost. And it'll keep you a little bit more upbeat. Green tea is never a problem, but you'll need a little bit more of it to get to the level of black tea.
Because I like my green tea right after I drink my coffee in the morning.
That's good too. You know what? Black tea is a good replacement of the coffee. So that's what happened. I ended up I used to drink coffee to the point it made me acidic.
And it gives you acid reflux.
Exactly. It was really bad. So my friend taught me how to change it up. I'll give y'all a secret. She said, get you some mate tea.
Okay.
It kind of has like a chocolatey taste. So it's similar to coffee. Okay. And then you get a black tea and you mix them. You steep them within the same time. One is 5 minutes, one is 3. So the one that's 3 minutes, you add that first. that 5 minutes, add that first. The one that's 3, which is the black tea, you add that last.
That's
and then
so
you
cool.
Strain it together and add some milk, and it tastes just like coffee.
Okay, well, I definitely need to take your advice.
Yeah, we all have to take her advice.
With your tea, not anybody else's tea.
Absolutely.
Give us some tips, babe.
Absolutely. That's probably the best one. That's the quickest picker upper. But if you do want to stick with the green tea, I would say go with matcha.
Okay, I love matcha. I'm a nut over matcha. Okay, what's your favorite non-dairy milk to mix it with, and
oat
why?
Milk.
Oh, because it's creamy.
It's such a natural tasting creamy because you eat oatmeal. It's the same thing as when the oats get fluffy in the water.
True.
So that taste is already familiar. It wasn't a bother to drink that in my matcha. Coconut milk is my go-to to start when I go to Starbucks, but oat milk is my favorite. Now, someone told me cashew milk is really good. I haven't tried it, but that'll be.
I just everyone gets so mad at me, but I just love the soy milk from Whole Foods, and they're like, "Don't get it; it's bad for your breast."
Yeah, soy's not soy anymore.
But
so
I can't
stay away from it too. But yeah, I'm over the. I only like chocolate soy milk, but after that,
okay, they have a vanilla flavor. Starbucks needs to carry that vanilla flavor to the other non-dairy milks because you can't just make this amazing vanilla soy milk. I feel like vanilla brings out the matcha taste.
The vanilla also brings it out in almond milk. but I don't really, I think the almond milk is too watery for matcha. So I would always recommend
like
coconut milk, something thick.
I'm sure somebody has made this complaint in America. They need to fix it.
I am trying to bring Lord Bread in.
Or can you just do it, Taz?
Yes,
I'm having trouble getting him in.
Lord Bread.
Yeah, I'm having trouble with the link. It's always something.
Well, restream. Can we restream him next week if we run out of time?
We can, or we can do an audio with him.
Yeah. Because we definitely need to feature. I want to feature his thoughts, not just his rap.
Well, yeah. Why don't you guys keep talking? Just let me disappear for a sec.
Okay. All right, Taz, what's your favorite? Wait, you had said the pineapple one was your favorite tea. What do you find is the most popular that your customers order from you?
It's actually so the rum punch is what is the tea blend that I use that tea in, and that's still to this day my bestseller.
Oh, amazing!
From day one all the way till now, rum punch is still the #1 seller.
Wow, and it's never changed.
No, that's
how many years have you been in business?
This would be 3.
Wow.
3 and 3 months, I would say. I started in 2017.
3 year, like threes are like my that's one of my favorite numbers. Good luck. So do you feel like it's been hard to start your business? Like what are some of the growing pains you went through?
Well, my biggest growing pain when you're starting a brand new idea is that no one really knows exactly how to help you. They can give you pointers and things to stay on track, but if you get stuck, you kind of have to figure out how to get yourself out of that hole, because you're the only one who knows the questions you need to ask. So in the midst of the beginning, trying to find an angle where I would sell it and who would want, what market I would be catering to. These are all things you have to kind of figure out.
Right. And I'm sure like people don't realize how competitive bartending is in New York City. I mean, you have to get all the visual marketing correct, and you have to make sure you get all the science down. And even New Yorkers are getting so picky about all the product being organic.
Speaking of that, Taz, what are the ones you recommend for New Year's Eve? I know you came up with I want to make sure we get this in. So you had a couple of flavors that you came up with this holiday. I saw them promoted on Instagram.
Oh, well, I do a seasonal line called lattes. You know about my lattes. And so usually around this time, like the matchas and the pumpkin spices. So I have a couple of flavors, but I brought back the most popular ones. My coquito is the best seller around the holiday time. So I make a ginger coquito tea, and it's with coconut milk as opposed to thank you. It's made with coconut milk. It's a coconut milk blend that I turn into like a cream, just equivalent to what you would use with regular milk. Just so you can get that same nostalgic, creamy tasting coquito, but it's just not actual.
That is the coolest name, coquito.
Yeah.
So it's a whole process. It takes a long time to do, but the taste is phenomenal, and that's why
it always is. But everybody was in love with Taz's drinks at the dating event. She was just such a hit. We were all walking around dazed.
Well, I've got to go to your website and buy one of these coquitos right now.
Yeah.
My website is still under construction.
Okay.
You can, if you add me on Instagram,
okay,
you'll be able to see more visuals. And
perfect. So I can just DM you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, and that is, give your Instagram handle, babe.
Yes, that is LFTD _ infused tea.
Right. So I said it right on air. I'm so excited. It's only been 4 months. It's only been 4 months. I think I had some tea already. No, actually, you know what I did? I have to admit it. I had a little bit of the honey.
You did?
I forgot. I did. I forgot all about it. And I had a teeny bit. She makes this amazing, creamy, infused honey.
You gave me some of that. Oh.
Yeah. Yes, I did. Wasn't that great?
It was so good.
And I forgot that I was going on air, and I'm like, I'm so hungry. I've got to eat something, because I always forget to eat on show days because I'm busy.
Yes.
And then my stomach growls on air.
Glad I'm not the
So
only
I'm like,
one.
so we don't want a growling stomach. So I end up, you know, just grabbing something, and I grabbed it and dunked it in the honey and popped it in my mouth. So that may account for a couple of things. But, but it was so yummy. It's so good. And Taz, it's always so wonderful to have you with us.
Thank you. It's always my pleasure.
And I wish we could see you.
I really, you know, I'm thinking I'm looking at you guys this entire time.
But you know what? And you're saying she's so beautiful, so beautiful. Our display, our director of digital display, thought you were hot.
Oh, okay.
So you met Donnie.
She's just so healthy with all of her teas.
Thank you.
She is. So I thank you so much for being on.
You're always welcome.
And I will speak with you soon. Okay, love?
I love you, love
Thank you. Love you back. Thank you for being a sponsor to the show. And I thank you for just being you.
Absolutely. Happy holidays, guys.
Happy holidays. Bye. Oh my gosh, he's in the house. Harlem is in the house. It's Lord Bread. So I've got a lot to tell you about him before I open the camera to him. I want to give him his proper intro because it's amazing. And I have to read it because it's a book. He sent me a text last night. I'm like, whoa, okay. So I hope my glasses are working for me. Lord Bread, and his actual name is Rashad Tucker, but his moniker is Lord Bread. He is an upcoming music artist out of the Harlem area, been around the music scene for over 10 years. He's got a nice Instagram following, by the way. Go to @LordBread_, and you can see some of his videos. Started off learning how to produce beats at a nonprofit organization called Brotherhood and Sister Soul. Provided a lot of services and opportunities for young Black and Latino youth. Everyone knows I'm a big fan. Just because the holidays are over doesn't mean you can get lazy. Get out there and do something. You're sitting at home, you're bored, you can do something for charity with your computer. Before switching his stage name to Lord Bread, started rapping under the name of Young Bread. That's so cute. Which would later develop into, I shouldn't do that, which would later develop into Lord Bread, connecting his artistry with his now developed brand. Yeah, he has a line of t-shirts and sweatshirts that are amazing. Connecting with his artistry, developed his brand, which promotes breadication. We're going to ask him about this, and a slicey life. Can you hear, you can hear him explain and refer to these terms throughout all of his music. Yeah, you can. He's always talking slicey. So Lord Bread released his first album in 2020 called Preheated, which he explained was basically set to the temperature for his listeners to warm them up for the following project, Bread Serious, which is set up to drop mid-2021. I was going to ask him about that because I know he's in the studio. Preheated currently got 4 stars on Apple Music. It is amazing. I highly recommend you see it. Also just dropped Drippin' video, connected with Marty Baller for the Gutter video with Hamilton Goons, Hamilton Goons, and many more visuals in the works. He believes in hard work and will not stop for anything until his goals are accomplished. That is we're going to bring Camille back in just 1 minute. That is very amazing and very accurate. He is one of the most hardworking people I have ever met. Hey, Bread.
What's going on? Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
How are you? Thanks for making it.
I am pretty slicey. I'm doing good today.
Slicey?
Yeah.
Oh, good. So I thank you for rushing. I know you were stuck in traffic. We appreciate you making it. So I got to ask you, what is the impetus, the inspiration for your music?
Well, the inspiration for my music is basically I make music from my life experiences and things that I've witnessed or may have seen third person and first person. So my music is inspired by basically my life. I created my brand Breadication to help me engage with my listeners more and give them something to look forward to and to be intrigued by. So with Breadication is something new for them because they haven't heard it and it's original, and it's what make my listeners really love me more than your average artist or rapper, I would say.
We all love you. That's
Thank
a
you.
given.
Thank you so
So,
much. I
and
love
how do
that's a
you? You're
boomerang.
welcome. How do you know when you've been educated?
Well, when you've been educated, basically you'll know because the way you feel about life will change. You'll feel more happy. You'll want to work harder. You'll set goals for yourself. You want to achieve and prosper more. It's more like it's a spiritual feeling. It's just being awake and just like striving for greatness. Creative
Fits in
minds.
perfectly
Yes,
with
definitely.
conscious
It's just
dating.
creative. Yes. And you also
So
help
before,
people as well.
oh wow,
Yeah, so when you see yourself start with other people or teaching what you may have known, then yeah, that's when you become educated.
oh wow. So tell us, what are your top? I'm going to give you three or five. What are your top? Because I know they're like babies, they're children. But what are your top five favorite songs?
My top five favorite songs of mine.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Well, my favorite song right now so far is 260. It's featuring my engineer. His name is
we
Noah
just played it.
4X. Oh, really? Wow. Awesome. Thank you for that. Yeah, 260 is definitely my favorite song off the album Preheated. It got the most streams right now. It's featuring my engineer, my partner. His name is Noah 4X. He's from El Barrio, Harlem. And he's been helping me with my craft, helping me mold my talent. And, he's really awesome. He's working with some other artists right now as well. But that song right there, it really got an impact. I like the smooth, chill vibe on it. And yeah, 260 is my number one song right now, favorite off Preheated. So definitely listen to that if y'all tuned in right now. Um,
Yeah.
my second one I would go with I'm Lit Oh Lord. I like that
Okay.
song because it's basically my vision for this year coming up. I'm ready to run the city now. I'm tired of playing the back scenes, and now I'm about to put my foot forward and push. I'm about to push the dedication movement to the top. It's no more playing around, and it's time to be more bread serious this year.
And what do you mean by that? What does bread serious mean?
Bread serious is a state of mind. I know a lot of people say dead serious when they're talking, and that's a terminology that a lot of people use. So what I did was
It's
took
been
that and slice
educated.
mixed it. Yeah, I slice mixed it. I altered it because I don't want to be like dead serious. It just doesn't sound good to me. I'd rather be bread serious, more serious about
Cool.
my bread, more dedicated to what I'm doing and grinding harder.
That's awesome. Well, we're going to
Thank you.
listen to about 30 seconds of 260 again because I just played it.
Woo, let's get it. Running the pants. Woo! Yeah, that joint get me
Woo!
going. Yo,
Breducated.
shout out to Noah
I'm
4X.
breducated. Dr. Tranquility is breducated. So there you go. And then one of my favorites is In My Feelings.
She wanna see me bake it. Born complicated, I can't easy bake it. Preheated, baby. It's the EP,
Yeah, we want
baby.
to hear you.
Yeah,
I
that
love
was
hearing
good.
you.
Yeah, y'all get me
So
excited when y'all play my music. I love my
I know
music.
we played some earlier. So tell us, what is your inspiration really? I mean, is your inspiration being on the street and hearing different people talking? Is it, what is your core inspiration?
My inspiration comes from greatness. So anything that's great inspires me. You
Very
gotta
good.
know you gotta know that you're great. You gotta wanna be great. Things like that of that nature is what inspire me. I look up to successful people. I look up to people with experience and wisdom. You may not have money or something, but you may still have jewels. I look up to people of that nature,
That's
So,
beautiful.
so
Hold
those are
on,
the things that
don't
inspire
miss
me.
that line. Say it again. You might not have money, but you still have jewels.
Exactly,
That's
yeah, and that's
beautiful.
the real slice to this. So I look up to people like that. Definitely,
Cool.
definitely.
Well, we are a dating show, as you know. We're conscious, but we're dating and relationships. So
Hey,
I gotta ask you, for
okay.
people who are looking at bread, because we have you as a backdrop on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That's
Tell
fine.
me, what do you look for in a woman?
What I look for in a woman, I look for ambition. I look for a woman
Mm,
to be ambitious, courageous, loving, affectionate, nurturing, sexy, of course, appealing, tasty. Like those type of things. I like women to be like that, adventurous.
yeah.
You know, I want somebody who wants to learn, listen, and explore.
What do you want out of your relationship?
Out of my relationship?
Like if you're having, I'm not suggesting you are or you aren't,
No, I'm
but
actually
if you're,
single now. But if I
oh,
was
he's
in a
single,
relationship,
ladies. He's single. You gotta hit him up, Lord Brad,
if
on
I wasn't
Instagram.
if I was in a relationship, I'd probably call it a breadcationship. Yeah. But
Slicey.
yeah, I look for building the dopest bond, sharing with each other,
Uh-huh.
being that space that y'all can share with each other and just, vent sometime. And,
Yeah.
sometimes just go out and have fun, but mostly partnership and building with each other because I feel a lot of relationships now are like overrated, they jump
Yeah.
into things fast or maybe because like how they feel or whatever, like
Mhm.
whatever's
Or they
good,
just
they
want a
just jump into it.
relationship.
Yeah. I think they should focus on building dope bonds, becoming close friends, and just being able to enjoy each other's company first before you jump into all of that. So that's just something I want to put out there for anybody, looking to date
Well,
or,
they'll be looking,
or
I'm
that's
sure.
dating.
They'll
Yeah,
be looking.
definitely.
Once this goes live to 2 million, you may wish you didn't say that you were single. Um,
Yeah.
um, so, I've asked you the inspiration for your music and what you're looking for in a relationship. Are there any like key fundamental um, ideas or messages that fall within bredication or being breducated that you want to share with people?
Well, can you
I
repeat that
mean,
for me one more time?
yeah, like what would
So
you
I can
like
give
to
you a
share? What would you like for people to know about you? Let me pare that down. It was wordy. Um,
far as relationship.
yeah, just in terms of you, what you like to do in your spare time.
Well,
Um,
definitely. Well, definitely. I'm always active. I like to rest less, but when I do rest, get great rest. Like candles and all that. I like to really rest when I rest. And when I'm working, I work hard. So like that's one thing about me. You might always catch me on the go, on the move, but that's because I'm working. You can't be lazy. You can't be like just sitting down because nothing's gonna come to you. You gotta go get it. So that's one
that's
thing
true.
that I would say about me. That's like a quality about me, and that's also a quality that I'm looking for in other people. Like to be working
Go
hard,
getters.
hard working, dedication. you know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
another thing, I got a project coming out this year,
Okay.
2021.
One.
I
Yeah.
don't have a date on it, but it's called Love Me Bretta. And
I love it.
it's gonna be great. It's a different vibe.
Okay.
The production is different on it. The target audience is different. It's just so much different from Preheated.
Hmm.
But and I think it's gonna make a good impact on my listeners and my audience, and especially to the female audience. They're gonna like that tape, Love Me Bretta. And it's just basically about just loving with richness, like just loving more. So just love me,
Yeah.
brother, or don't love me at all. That's what
Oh,
I would say.
well, we love you and we
Thank
support
you.
you. And
Thank you so much.
we are running over, so we're going to have to run. But can we ask you to come back?
Definitely, I would love to come back on your show. I had a great
Good.
time here. I love to share my music with y'all and my input. Y'all can always hit me up on Instagram for advice. Anything, I'm here. I'm building. I'm working with creatives. I'm on
Yes.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, SoundCloud, Clubhouse. You name it, you hit me
I
there
heart.
and get in contact with me. Yes, I heart Shazam. Whatever you want, you can reach me.
Well, Brett, thank you so much. Lord
Thank you
Brett,
so much for
the
having me, Dr.
Lord.
Tranquility. The Lord is Lord.
Bye,
That's one of my
sweetie.
favorite ad libs. Cheers.
Thanks again.
Anytime.
See you soon.
Slicey. Preheated
Slicey in
out
the
now.
house. So that was Lord Bread. He's such a character. I love him. He's great. And he's so talented. He just has so much to offer. I mean, I'm not like, I know some people are completely into rap full time. And I love rap. I love all music. I do. But his music just somehow touches me in a way that a lot of other rappers don't. So I highly recommend you check him out on Instagram and see what he's doing next. Hey, Camille.
Hello.
Well, we have to round out the show, darling,
Yes.
because
So I
we're late.
that was a great interview.
He's wonderful. I just love him. He's so
I miss
special.
Yeah, I miss that New York hunger and all that enthusiasm. I can't wait to be back filming with you in person.
I know, and we'll be in studio next time. We're going to
Mhm.
be coming from the studio. I'm so glad.
Yes.
Because I do my AM segment on WGCH out of Greenwich, Connecticut, and that one it's really nice because it's done in studio, you know.
Right, right.
Um,
And the
this
quality's
one,
so good.
yeah, and it's just so much fun. It's so much
Yeah.
more motivational, I find. Don't
I
you?
know, because I feel like we feed off each other's energies, and like
Hmm.
I could tell that with him just being in the
Yeah,
recording studio working and collaborating with individuals. It's such
right.
a beautiful thing.
Yeah, and it was so wonderful. Thank you for staying on today and hanging out with
Yes.
me a little longer than you normally would. I really appreciate it. I really consider it a blessing to have the Lord Bread on.
Yes, that was
And
such a good episode.
you can always find him at Lord Bread _. And you can find, he has a
Awesome.
couple of Instagram pages where you'll find him. This is for Camille Hayes. Camille Hayes, thank you so much for staying around. And you
Yes.
can find her at Hayes Camille. So
HYS Camille.
on Instagram as well. So we're going to say goodbye to Camille. Bye, babe. Thank
Bye-bye.
you so much. It was
Ciao.
fun. I'll talk to you off air. Okay, guys. It was great seeing you today. Contact me, Dr. Tranquility, that's Drtranquility @gmail.com. You can find me at satorixpr.com, and that's my little boutique PR firm. And you can also find me at Drtranquility or Dr. Tranquility spelled out. You can find out all about my background in mental health, and you can find out about some of the things that are coming up that we're going to be doing here in the future. It's just going to be so great. We were so blessed that Lord Bread made it on. I know he was crazed and he was rushing to the studio, and it was very kind of him. So I hope you have a good week. Make it your week and make it the best. And have a great new year. Mwah. I'll see you next year. Bye.